Welcome to Business Live. I'm Mark Croskery in BL tonight. We're going to kick it off talking about FirstRock Capital Holdings Limited, a board appointment here. Well known, Dr. Michael Banbury, a part of FirstRock Group overall, joining the board for this specific FirstRock, effective November 1st, 2021. Now, Carobsome and Company Limited here, throwing in a bit of a clinker for their Q3 or third quarter 2021 earnings, a bit of a fall off here. Now, no pun intended with a reference to clinker, but the results just not as hot for the third quarter. Year to date, 9 months, still very good on a standalone basis. Now, let's get into some of the numbers here. It's for the quarter September 30th, 2021. The revenue fell off a little bit here, 5.49 billion Jamaican from 5.77 billion. So it's a bit of a surprise quarter, especially with the belief and everything that's happening in the construction industry. And we just saw some new licenses get issued or a license. So interesting times here for CCC. Now, the earnings per share, that's a surprise. It hit 5 cents, only 5 cents, just above break even there, versus $1.44 per share in 2020, just a huge high there in 2020. Now, the net profit, absolute basis, for the third quarter, just 43 million Jamaican versus 1.22 billion in 2020. Huge, steep decline there. Next up, we got FosRich Company Limited here, a dividend meeting, revised notice again, pretty much the third notice here from FosRich, probably a record on the JSE or the stock exchange. So it's the second revision, but the third notice from FosRich. Clearly, FosRich Board of Directors, they must be busy. Now, the discussion actually is now set for November 10th, 2021 versus October 29th, 2021. The Board of Directors of FosRich, they're going to meet to consider a dividend. Now, in U.S. markets, one of the big themes globally in Jamaica, the Caribbean, the region, the U.S., Europe, everywhere, inflation. Well, the U.S. now coming out 30-year high. So this is just good, bad, and ugly news right here for us in Jamaica. As they say, anytime the US sneezes, we catch a cold. Now, last up, big-time oil giant energy company, Exxon, hitting a huge quarterly profit. You know, of course, just driven, as we just mentioned, commodity prices, what's happening with the oil prices, but also just demand improving with kind of the pandemic falling away slowly but surely. And Exxon itself in the third quarter blowing out earnings, really streamlining their operations, using this time with the pandemic as a lot of companies are doing. Now, with the headline numbers, Exxon actually earned $1.58 per share. This is US dollars versus analyst estimates of $1.56 per share. Slightly better. You get those analyst estimates in the US markets. We don't have that in Jamaica just yet. Now, the revenue expectations still came in a little bit lower there, a little bit lower on the revenue side, but still revenue, 73.7 billion US dollars, huge amount of sales. Now, this actually was the best quarterly profit or a high for Exxon since 2014. That's a takeaway. And year over year, that's what we like to focus on Business Live. Revenue is actually up 60% and a huge amount of cash flow. That's what happens with these oil energy companies, and big enough to fund a dividend hike. I'm Mark Croskery. Have a fantastic weekend. This is Business Live.